I'm just recording this in case there's anyone out there that is in the place that I was about a year and a half ago. I was working for a corporate company. It was like a fintech company, and I was a video specialist on their marketing team. When I was in high school, I learned photography and then eventually picked up videography, got into wedding videography, eventually got into corporate videography, and that ended up landing me this position at a tech company, which, while it was safe and convenient to have a consistent paycheck and benefits and everything like that, was devastating to my soul and to my creativity. It was just like all these horrible videos that I was making that were just like screen recordings of tech or customer testimonials from random people that I didn't care about and a product that I didn't care about. And it was killing me. And in the midst of this, I went on a backpacking trip with my wife and her family out in the Sierras in California. Didn't have my phone for about a week and just spent a ton of time hiking and jumping into cold lakes and connecting with humans. And when I came back from that trip, I had enough of a reset moment to really get some clarity on like what I wanted in life. And, I have a lot of these YouTube mentors, people like Alex Hormozy and even Andrew Huberman and tons of these creative people that have built really amazing businesses and lives off of content. And I realized that if you're able to make good content and connect with an audience, there is limitless potential for what your life can be. And so I decided to take it upon myself to do a 30-day content creation challenge just on my Instagram with no real goal other than putting out more content than I was consuming, because like most people in the world, I was pretty severely addicted to my phone and spent a ton of time just rotting my brain on whatever the hell showed up in my For You page. So for 30 days, when I got back from this backpacking trip, I stopped drinking alcohol. I was running every single day. I was waking up before 7 a.m. And most importantly, I was making a video. And these were just very basic vlogs talking about my life, talking about what I was doing that day, sharing ideas. And at the end of the 30 days, nothing had really changed. My following, I think, had actually decreased on Instagram because people are like, who the hell is this guy? And didn't want to see my stuff, apparently. And it had seemed like there was really no point to it at all, which was, it wasn't really defeating for me because, like I said, I didn't have a goal of growing or of achieving anything really as a creator. I just wanted to get stuff out there and do more creating than I was consuming. So about a week goes by after this 30-day challenge ends, and I'm still sort of in this creation mindset. And I've just, at this point, gotten used to every day waking up and asking the question, like, what can I make to either entertain people or inspire, educate, whatever. And so one day I woke up and was like, you know what? I'm going to put together just like a funny video. I'm going to add this clip of me and my friends being weird at the beach and put some David Attenborough narration from like a Nat Geo video or like a Planet Earth movie. It was like him narrating sea turtle migrations. And I just combined that audio with this video of me and my friends being weird. I posted it and didn't think too much of it. I was like, my friends will think this is funny and I think it's funny, so I'm just going to put it out there. I put my phone down, and at this point, kind of have to rewind in the story a little bit. At this point, several of the people in my life who had been seeing me post every single day had already reached out to me, and they're like, hey, we love your creative brain. We're starting to build this business or this agency that we're doing, and we need an organic content creator. Would you be interested in helping us just as like a part-time thing? So 3 or 4 people from my life had reached out with something along those lines. And so I started doing the math, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think if I said yes to all these opportunities to do freelance content creation, I could just quit my job and make probably 50% more money than I am at this job that's killing me, right? So I am already kind of at this point where I've decided I'm going to quit my job. And so I go in, after posting this video, I go into my job, and I had scheduled a meeting with my boss, and I walk into this meeting and I'm like, look, man, great company. You guys are doing cool stuff. I just can't do this anymore. And I think I'm going to try out just this freelance thing for a while and see how it goes. And, it was sad. It was a hard conversation. My boss and I were tight. He was a cool guy, but he's like, all right, sounds good. Like, yeah, 2 weeks and we'll say see ya. And I'm like, all right, great. So I walk out of this meeting and I get back to my desk where I've left my phone. And I pick up my phone and I look at it. I open Instagram and the notifications, you know how on Instagram it shows you like likes, comments, and follows or something like that. I open Instagram and it just goes 100, 100, 100. And I'm like, what? And I look at the video and it's at like 40,000 views or something like that overnight. And I was like, what? Because I've never gotten anything like that before in as far as views go. And so I'm like, wow, this is crazy. A few hours go by, it gets to 100,000 views. By the end of the night, it's at 1 million views. It literally has done 1 million views in less than 24 hours. And I'm like, I'm just tweaking at this point. I've never gone viral before. Lo and behold, this video ends up getting 60 million views on my Instagram. And I go from a following of about 1,300 or something like that to 28,000 followers. Just like, boom. Over the course of maybe 2 weeks of this video just going absolutely insane. National Geographic ended up commenting on the video. Like, it was just outrageous. All these people were like copying it. It was this phenomenon. It just went absolutely crazy. And that momentum from that single video completely transformed my life. I was already heading in the direction of freelancing and doing my own thing, but it just poured absolute gas on that fire. And all of a sudden, with a K next to the number of followers on my Instagram account, I have authority and I can approach businesses and be like, look, I know how to grow a social media account. And yes, there is a lot more to growing on social media than just going viral once. And I've learned that. But over time, I've continued to develop that skill and learn how to connect with audiences. And now I've worked with dozens of clients that I've helped grow to 10,000 and beyond consistently. And it's just been really, really a cool adventure. I was able to move from Colorado to Hawaii, which is like my dream place of living. I literally live 2 blocks from the beach now. It's literally a 2-minute walk that way. And I get to surf every day. I get a ton of time out in the sunlight. Like, there's all these dream come true things that happened. But when I trace it all back, what it really comes down to is, first, I just tweaked a few biological things in my life. I took better care of my body. I was not drinking alcohol, which completely changed my digestion, by the way. Alcohol sucks for your digestion. I used to have diarrhea all the time. I don't anymore. My digestion is great now. Turns out alcohol was the issue. I started getting up earlier. I started running. Like, my body was just in a place where my brain was ready for something new. So that was like the first thing. And then the second thing is just content. Like, I know you hear this over and over and over again on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, whatever, but I just want to be another one of those like completely normal guys that is telling you that it works. You just have to be willing to persist through boredom, through sad days where you're not feeling it and you've had hard things happen to you that day, through exhaustion. Just be the person who is willing to keep going when no one else will. When no one else will. That is what did it for me. It was just 30 days. And the thing is, something I learned in that is like, yes, at the end of that 30 days, my following was technically smaller on Instagram than it was when I started, but there were people in my life who were entrepreneurs who were seeing me do it and thought, oh, this is a content guy. He does content. And that really was more important than anything else. Like, even though I gained 28,000 followers, which was amazing, and it definitely boosted people's confidence in me, the thing that people actually trusted most was just my willingness to continually put myself out there and my willingness to completely start from scratch every day and ask, like, what can I make today? What story do I want to tell? What type of content do I want to make? So anyway, I just wanted to share that story because a lot of the time when I am listening to creators or entrepreneurs tell their story of going viral, I feel like it's hard to relate to because I'm just seeing how many steps ahead of myself they are. And like, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not making $30,000 a month yet. I would like to be, but I'm not yet. I'm just a normal guy who has gotten enough traction to do some really cool things in life. And I just wanted to share the story because I think people might relate more to my story than they would to the ultra successful people with 1 million subscribers or followers or whatever on social media. I've found that whenever I discover a creator that is like growing pretty well and has like somewhat of a following, I always love feeling like there's like a humanity there. There's a way I can connect to because they're not so far ahead of me in the journey that I like can't relate. So I just hope this is a relatable story to other people who maybe have tried content but gotten discouraged because they posted 10 videos and none of them went anywhere, or they had some negative comments, or they just ran out of energy, because content creation is generally a pretty exhausting thing if you're doing it all the time. Take care of your body. Don't give up. Just be willing to continue getting 100 views, 12 views, 300 views for 6 months. Just focus on providing value and making something that you want to make, that you're excited about. And secondarily, like, pay attention to the statistics, pay attention to the views, but don't feel like if it's not going anywhere, it's not going to work. Like, it does take time. And the whole thing is an experiment. You learn every single time you hit post, you learn and you have more data to work with. So that's my story, and it's been freaking amazing, and it has opened up an insane amount of doors in my life, and I hope it does for you as well. If I can help in any way, or if you have any questions about my journey, I would love to answer them. So please just drop a comment. And if you're not already yet, consider subscribing to my channel, because I'm out here just sharing my story and trying to help others grow as much as I have. So thanks for being here. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.